Okay, great. Thank you so much for coming out to 1 Million Cups Chico. We are just going to do a quick little rundown. Thank you. So we're just going to do the history of 1 Million Cups, and then we'll get into our featured presentation, and then a 15-minute Q&A, and then some closing statements. So 1 Million Cups is brought to us by the Kauffman Foundation. The Kauffman Foundation works with communities in entrepreneurship and education to increase opportunities that allow all people to learn, take risks, and own their successes. 1 Million Cups is a free weekly program that educates, engages, and connects local entrepreneurs. Their mission is to lower the barrier of access to education, resources, and connection for all types of new and aspiring entrepreneurs throughout the United States. So they started really small in 2012 in Kansas City, and now we have over 200 communities. Next slide. Yeah, we have over 200 communities with about 1 to 2 presentations each week, with a 6-minute presentation, a 15-minute Q&A, and we are here every Wednesday at 9 a.m. on Zoom and here at Snowball. If you would like to join our If you would like to join our community, follow our chapter on the 1 Million Cups platform. We're at www.1millioncups.com/Chico. And today we have June from OrganicNearby. June, are you all ready?
Yes.
All right, we're going to let you share your slides.
Okay. I want to let everybody know this is my second time of presenting. So
no problem at all.
Okay, so let me find what I'm going to present again. Well, hi, I'm June Swatzell, and I'm presenting from Liberty Lake in Eastern Washington. But I used to live in San Diego, California, and I love the beach. And I want to thank David Perez for keeping in contact with me and helping me along, and for everyone for inviting OrganicNearby. It's just an honor to be here. Our guiding mission at OrganicNearby is the democratization of nutritious food for all communities and income levels. The greatest deterrent for myself, because I'm the wife of a starving artist, even though my husband has done technology. When we had 6 kids, we always were on the lower income level. And so finding the best food at the cheapest prices has been sort of consuming for my adult life. By creating a free marketing channel, we're democratizing food. Nutritious, sustainably grown food shouldn't only be for the wealthy who can afford to shop at Whole Foods. And that's a quote from a lady who does have expendable income, a friend of mine. She's totally for this. OrganicNearby's mission is creating an organic food network that's a win-win situation for producers, retailers, and consumers. And our goal is to...
Are you moving your slides? Because we're seeing that first slide only.
Do you want to see? Okay, I thought I was supposed to. Okay, no problem. There we go.
Yeah, perfect. All right.
Okay, our let's see. Our goal is to facilitate a Midas touch for all the organic food value stream. I'll go through the slide deck and pitch deck in a minute, or slide deck. Greater accessibility for fresh, sustainably grown food. This is why we created it, how we created it. Will create greater demand and therefore production, which hopefully will bring down the prices and make nutritious food more accessible to all households. So that was my introduction. OrganicNearby is basically an advertising marketing site. It's an online search engine, and I call it the kayak of local food because Kayak, the travel agency, or travel platform. The way they built theirs is how we started building ours. So it's a search engine. Why OrganicNearby now? Well, COVID exposed our need for greater online access to all the local farms and farmers markets. You know, everything closed down for a while, but people are still buying groceries online. And our small farmers around here, the only place they can put their farm products is either on Facebook or on Craigslist, and it doesn't work well. There's not a single source on the internet that allows all people, I wonder how I can move this. So, oh, here we go. That allows all people to easily search for all the fresh and local food. And besides that, we're climate friendly. You save time, you save money driving around. I used to do this stuff to price and get the least expensive, best food. Okay, let me see if I can. We're solving the food access, and this is how we're solving the problem. We're giving everyone greater access with our online search engine for all the products that the farmers put on. And then we'll have products, we'll be scraping the local grocery stores in every community. And we'll also be scraping food hubs, which already have farmers on there. And but we're not taking away their business. We're giving them more business, because we already have food hub products on here that haven't been scraped. And when you click on the product, it goes right to the food hub, and you can order from them, or you can find the farm on the food hub also. So basically, we're putting the power in the customer's hands to improve their local economies and food security. And with ease of access, we're also helping the local farmers to advertise and sell their products. And we do it for free. I mean, all the small farms that come on have free access. They put on their products. It's super simple. And we decided early on we would never charge small farms, because they have too much to contend with anyway, and they don't need for us to be trying to make money off of them. And this is how we do it. We have an online search for products. It's geolocated. You can say you want to shop 10 miles, 30 miles, or all across the United States if you're looking for something special that's not where you are. We have product listings with location, description, price, and growing practices. We have farmer and vendor pages. And if you're traveling, now you can shop local everywhere on OrganicNearby. Let's say you're coming up to Spokane and you're looking for peaches or onions. You just put in the product and up comes all the local food. We've gotten really good customer feedback. And here I am visiting a farm that I didn't know existed. That's 7 miles from me. And it's called Simple Little Farm, and he grows the best chickens, and he sold out, and he wrote sold out for the season thanks to OrganicNearby. And we also have consumers who, I hope that this is the next slide. That's all I can say. I better go back and check. Yeah. about 9 months ago, we bootstrapped our MVP. I couldn't afford to have it built. Cost $250 by a young man in Brazil who's still on our team. I'm still working with, who I like very much. And his mother's a potter in Brazil. So we send each other pictures of pottery. My husband's a potter, for all those who didn't pick up on that. We advertise on social media. We collaborate with the local universities. University of Idaho put us on their extension site as a small farm resource. And we have 2 apps. Our competition is market hubs, grocery stores, and farmers markets. And I won't bother with bore you with all our go-to-market stuff, but basically we'll be advertising on social media and going through existing agricultural organizations. Okay. Everybody says market size is important. The online grocery market had sales of 95 billion in 2020, and they're slated to double that by 2024. And how we monetize it is by capturing some of the advertising spending of the local grocers. And also we'll be putting special features on that some farms might want to take advantage of. Let's see, there was a few other ways, which I can't remember now because I worked too late on this thing. Sorry about that.
I'll wait for a question.
Go to market is a big deal. Okay. Uh-oh, I just pushed the wrong thing here. I've got a big computer and a little computer. Now, our leadership team, let me just close this screen behind me. No, maybe it makes me able to, yeah. Our leadership team, 4 of us have worked together or have known each other for 10 years. So Chris, my co-founder, the guy that's at Skywalker Ranch, Adam Parrish, I don't have his name there because I was working too late, and he is a super developer. I met him 10 years ago when he was in college, and now he's a full-blown developer with a big job. And he loves the project. Connor Simpson, the last one, he designed the logo and has been helping me all along. He works for a market, he's the marketing director of a web developing agency. And Ben Smith is from your neck of the woods, and he saw our presentation at 1 Million Cups Sacramento, and he came on, and he's extraordinary. He's a back-end developer, and he's a godsend. That's what I tell him. And let's see here. And our advisors, April Needham, she's the director for innovation at WSU. My son, June Swatzell, vice president of OpenEye, which is a technology company. And he lives down the street, comes over at least once a day so I can grab him, ask him any questions, him and his family. We have a fantastic lawyer who works for us pro bono. He graduated from Harvard Law in venture capital. And Dan Jackson, who's an urban farmer and who grows tomatoes, and he's been a farmer for about 15 years and was a member of a local co-op here. So he hung in there with me. And that's it. We just want to thank you for taking the time to be really great community members. I love each one of you for allowing us to do this. And for our ask, we just ask you to please check out OrganicNearby.com. It's an MVP. Give us your feedback. Tell your friends. Tell any small farms that you I don't want to say small farmers. That doesn't sound right. Tell the small farms that you know, and please leave your email and we'll keep you up to date on our progress. And that is the end of our
Round of applause.
presentation. So,
Awesome. Thank you so much. We love that. Do we have any questions for her?
I'm just wondering, you talked about getting some money maybe from grocery stores or those type of markets, and maybe special farmers who want to have a special leg up on getting on the platform, maybe preferred listing. Are you planning to take a cut of each sale? So when the consumers are buying stuff, you get a cut of that, as they buy things. In other words, they can buy produce through your site.
well, eventually that's a second step, because since I started this, I didn't originally started to have farmers on. I basically just wanted to scrape all the grocery stores, the organic food, and then compare the prices. And I'd stop people in grocery stores and ask them in the organic section or in the milk section if they reached in for organic milk, or, even if they didn't reach in, I'd ask them if they would like to have a site where they could price all the organic products. And every person said that they wanted to compare prices. So that I saw in the grocery store. So we want to offer a market, I'm not sure what it's called, like a square type thing attached to our site. We want to have deal of the day if somebody wants that.
Yeah.
We have a place for farmers markets, so we can show up your banner of your farmers market and all of the farmers in there. And these are all add-ons. We have about 15 add-ons that I have in the go-to-market site. So yes to your question.
Okay. All right, good. I'll let someone else ask a question, but I have another question.
Okay, go for it.
Go ahead.
Okay, well, there's this fellow named Jack Spirko who runs the Survival Podcast. But he was doing organic certifications a few years ago. Yeah, I think he has a site dedicated to that. So he's had permaculture people on his site, because that's kind of like preparedness, is having food that you can have access to if the stores are closed and the shelves are empty. I know that the shelves could never be empty in the grocery store. Anyway, so
Right.
waiting for the laugh. So, but if you look at maybe search his site, or I'll do it, and I'll contact you about what he's got different types of certification levels depending on because organic is kind of this generic term.
Right.
That's kind of a marketing term that's kind of diluted in some cases. So,
well, we're not even going for all organic except in grocery stores, because the small farms really can't afford the certification.
well, he's got this would be cheaper. It would be cheaper for them to use his kind of certification, because the other ones are like you're shelling out the big bucks.
Yeah, I know. And the government charges them every year. I heard $1,000 or something like that. It's like everything falls on the farmer. That's why we decided not to charge them anything. But many have organic practices, and now there's regenerative farming. It's all over the place. There's farm corridors here. these poor farmers, they're getting together, making little corridors, and every week, one guy will put on a market and the other farmers will bring a few products and they invite people to the event.
Yeah.
So, there's just a lot that needs to be done to help our communities and our bodies.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Hi, good morning. Thank you so much for your presentation, and very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? You can tell you've done this before and that you've hit all the key points. You've done your research. I am excited for you. I think this, what you're doing is, I have a niece who's, I'm old enough to have a niece that's has 4 kids already. Anyway, she does the same thing in Arizona, but she does it manually, right? And because we have such a large family group, and she sends it out to her email group. I'm sure it's part of her OCD, I'm not sure, but she's very thorough that way. And I think she really loves something like this. And she even captures local farm stand information and local grocery store information. She's pretty thorough. Anyway, where else I was going with this? So I was just sharing, but are you aware of some new grants coming down the pike for food security and for regional sustainability? This would be through the USDA and also through the EDA. I would highly encourage you. I don't know what exactly they are, but I have heard through this administration's Build Back Better program, there's a lot of food security and regional sustainability initiatives where they're going to be putting out grants for it. And I would encourage you to keep an eye out for that.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I was trying to do fundraising, but then it just got in the way of getting farmers on. I met a lady who's a co-founder of a PR agency in Seattle, and her name is Crystal Clarity. And she grew up on a farm, in an organic farm in Oregon. And she was on the cover of Organic Farming magazine. And she told me, just get all the farmers on and you'll figure out how to monetize it. But I'm not incorporated. I only have a small business license. I'm really, I would have had to sell my computer if my daughter didn't, my big computer, if my daughter didn't step in and fund the MVP. And my other daughter is paying our web platform price monthly, which is $29 a month. So, and every grant I saw that I did look at were asking things we weren't ready for. But now that I have a pitch deck, I'm farther along, and I will look into those grants, and if you know anybody who can help us with that grant application, I mean, I just think this is an amazing project, and it's really mission driven and altruistic. And my husband's pottery mentor told him, if you make something good, somebody will buy it, So I focused on making a good site. And that's pretty hard when, everybody's working for free and they all have other jobs. But that's, I'm definitely looking for funding. And as soon as I get my lean canvas done and the pitch done more, it'll be easier to speak to people and find that. And any help you can give us on that, we'd love it.
Well, you're doing a great job, so don't beat yourself up too badly. And I do know what it's like to run a nonprofit. I'm going to also encourage you to look at companies that are doing things that are similar that might be very interested in what you're doing. One company is called Full Harvest.
Full
And they're
harvest.
full
Okay,
harvest, yeah. They are, their headquarters is in San Francisco.
okay.
So those kind of companies might be very interested in leveraging what you're doing as well. With that, I will leave the rest of the questions with everyone else, because I don't want to hog all the time. Thank you very much. I think you're doing a great job. I might even have you come present to a class I teach, because you're way ahead of you're way ahead of where some of my students should be.
Oh, that is so sweet of you. I would love to. I mean, I feel like if I can do this, anybody can.
Right, amen, right, okay. I thank you again. Right, somebody
Thank
ask.
you.
I just had a quick question. How many farmers do you currently have on your MVP platform?
I think there's over 200 and they're scattered. Mostly they're in Northeast Washington and I'm 5 miles from the Idaho border. Northern Idaho, oh, I guess, they've never been closed, Idaho. It's like the Wild West. But those guys are bartering, they're farming, they're homesteading, and they came on. And then I have other farms that have come up on the East Coast. And through LinkedIn, I met a Turkish man who has the largest organic citrus farm in Turkey. And
That's awesome.
yeah. And I said, hey, would you put your products on? I just want to see if it works in Turkey. And
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Your website's fantastic. I just wanted to tell you that. It looks great.
I'll tell Adam, he'll love that.
Oh, by the way, I love the logo and the domain OrganicNearby is just genius. And the fact that you got a .com with that is brilliant.
Well, that was 4 years ago when I started this. But I just sort of flaked around with it, going to startup presentations, dragging my husband around. He said he'd always introduce himself as my chauffeur. But and then I got a few more of the domains, but thank you. You guys just gave me chills.
I had another question. I see, local craft beer is also offered by some of the farmers. Is that something that you've picked up on, to just have other local breweries maybe, or people that want to advertise their beers as well? Is that something you've thought about?
Totally. Actually, I there was this lady on Facebook, one of the farm pages, and she was making doggy treats. And she said, hey, if you buy my doggy treats, I will $8 a bag. I'll donate a bag to the local dog pound, or whatever you call it now.
Yeah.
And so I went, hey, we're having dog treats. I think I'm gonna have dog food on there. I don't know, but we also have
That's very cool.
people I know. Hey, my dog food just went up either $5 or $10 a bag.
I spend like $65 a bag, at least once a month. I've got 2 big dogs.
There you go. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. It's like, so I've been asking the farmers what they feed their dogs, and they're giving me all this feedback. They take their products from their farm, the insides of the cows and stuff, and I'm not even sure if they cook it. They mix it with rice, frozen green peas, all this stuff. I went, wow, that sounds like a little too much work, but
Yeah, you gotta do it right, that's for sure, but definitely great for the dogs. Even going to like local butcher shops that you can get free, parts.
There's a business in town, I think it's still going, the Barkery. Organic Barkery.
Yeah.
It's a pet food place.
Yeah, so even that's another avenue that you could pursue.
yeah. Also, and this lady whose husband does spices and puts together spices packages. I almost feel like it's local. I mean, it's local farm food, that's for sure, and local organic food from your grocers. But when you travel, you're gonna wanna find other local
Exactly.
venues that, so I am really open
Yeah,
to,
and your marketplace really allows each individual farm to market on their own website, even because you have links, whatever product they have in mind.
exactly.
Now, he
And I
mentioned
want
beer.
the vineyards. I
Yeah.
want the local vineyards. I
There you go.
want.
I was gonna
distilleries.
mention that.
Perfect.
That was my comment. I was gonna ask, I know people who have wineries, like Pat Paulson Winery over in Lakeport. I guess they sell out of Livermore, but I don't know if they're organic or not, but there's organic wine, I imagine, so.
Well, there's organic practices. A lot of these people have organic practices. And if they it's up to the consumer to check out the description of the product, and the farmers will, and since it's local, they can go out and check anytime. But it doesn't have to be, I would like it to have sustainable organic practices, even if it isn't certified. But we're talking about, small farms and poor people, and they'll find that the more organic they grow, the more business they'll have. Because I talked to one of the buyers. I happened to meet her outside the store. They were giving away free samples or something. She told me she was the buyer for Costco and that she buys every organic product she can find for
Yeah.
Costco. That's how much it's growing.
Mhm.
Wow.
So on your website, do you have, if someone wanted to purchase something, would they have to go to the physical farm website and purchase from them?
At this point, yes.
Okay.
And yeah, and they're in full control.
Okay.
Some of them have websites, some of them have Facebook pages, some of them have telephone numbers.
But it's really providing them that outlet. Gotcha. And then another thing, I don't know too much about it, but licensing and things, since we're talking about beer and things like that, that may be something you might want to think about to make sure that the people offering those products have the correct licensing to
Good
be able to
point.
do so.
Well, so far I'm getting that from food hubs, but if,
I'm sure you're fine, but I was just a
Yeah.
comment.
no, that came up last week in Startup SAC 1 million cups.
Very
This
cool.
lady didn't know if she could present because she had an alcohol startup.
Yeah, I mean, that just comes to mind, anything with
ATL.
alcohol. Yeah, you gotta be
Right.
careful. Don't want to get
Oh my
fined,
gosh.
but just something.
Yeah, is there any other questions we have for her?
Could go ahead and pull up our closing slides if there's no other ones.
I do just want to ask one final question. What can we at One Million Cups Chico do for you?
I would love to connect with everybody. If you could send me an email with everybody's email on it so we can just follow up and be friends and
Go ahead and check.
yeah, and if you get any clues or think of anything, anyway, we'll just stay connected. And I think that's the most important thing for communities to do, is to stay connected.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
We can
We will
definitely-
definitely do that. Go ahead, sorry.
For sure. Yeah, we can definitely do that. Thank you so much for coming out to present. We're just gonna do some closing statements. Again, I'm your host, Chanel Hamilton, and our chapter lead is Eva Shepherd. We want to thank our community sponsors, Morgan Stanley, Chico Star, GrowTech, Global Entrepreneurship Network, T-Bar, Build.com, Startup Grind, Explore Butte County, and of course, Stovall Coffee. We are here
Great. I took a picture of those.
Perfect.
We're here every Wednesday at 9 a.m. on Zoom and here at Stovall. And next week we have Cato as our next presenter. And you can scan that QR code to sign up for our newsletter. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a good day, June.
Thank you. Thank you so